Let's crochet one of my favorite granny squares together, the lovely daisy square. I use this pattern to create one of my favorite miniature dollhouse blankets, the daisy square blanket. If you're not into micro crochet, don't worry. You can use this square to make a life-size version of it. But if you're intrigued by micro crochet and want to give it a try, check out the first video in this series for more details. To kick off the tutorial, let's talk about tools and materials. For my squares, I'm using Hobby's Friends 8/4 cotton yarn and Prim's 3mm hook. They are about 8 by 8 centimeters, 3.15 inches. If you need larger or smaller squares for your project, adjust the hook size and yarn weight. Before you start making your first stitches, here's a list of all the crochet abbreviations I'll be using. Feel free to pause the video and read through them. To make the tutorial easier for you to follow, I have placed all the written instructions on the screen and will pop in with additional tips and tricks throughout the video. Let's make some squares. Start with a magic ring and then chain 3. Now make 11 double crochets in the ring for a total of 12 double crochets, counting the beginning chain 3. Be sure to stop and count your stitches. This round is the foundation of the whole square, and having the right number of stitches will save you a lot of time and frogging. To finish the round, tighten your magic ring and then slip stitch to the top chain of the beginning chain 3. Cut the thread and pull it through the loop. Make sure all ends are tight. You'll work over them in the next round. Now it's time for the second round. Attach your petal collar to one of the stitches from the previous round. I like to tie a knot for extra security, but you can use your favorite method instead. Make sure your ends are long enough. You will be crocheting over them as you go. This will save you a lot of time, especially if you are making a large blanket with lots of daisy squares. Now you will start the round with a beginning cluster of treble crochets. First chain 3 and then make your first treble in the same space, but skip the last step. You should have 2 loops on your hook. Repeat with the second treble. Now pull the yarn through all 3 loops on your hook and chain 2. In the next stitch, you will make a regular cluster of 3 treble crochets. Make sure you work over the ends as you go. Give them a little tug from time to time to make sure the tension is right. You should end up with 4 loops on the hook for a regular cluster. Make a regular cluster of 3 treble crochets in all the remaining stitches from the previous round, separated by chain 2. When you get to the beginning of the previous round, it's a good idea to count how many clusters you've made and how many stitches are left from the previous round. You should have 12 clusters in total when you finish the second round. This will help you to make the next cluster in the right place. Make sure to work over both ends of the previous round. When you finish your last cluster, chain 2 and slip stitch to the top of the first cluster of the round. Cut the thread and pull it through the loop. Your little daisy is now finished and ready for round 3. Before I continue, I like to make sure I have the right number of petals. It's time for round 3 and turning your round daisy into a square. Attach your background color to one of the chain 2 spaces. Make sure your ends are long enough. Start the round with chain 4 and then make 2 treble crochets in the same space. This will make 1/2 of your first corner. Now make 3 double crochets in the next 2 chain 2 spaces. This will form one side of your square. Make sure you work over the ends as you go. In the next space, work 3 treble crochets, chain 2 and 3 treble crochets. This will form another corner of your square. Now make 3 double crochets in the next 2 chain 2 spaces. In the next space, work 3 treble crochets, chain 2 and 3 treble crochets. Now make 3 double crochets in the next 2 chain 2 spaces. Make sure you work over the ends as you go. In the next space, work 3 treble crochets, chain 2 and 3 treble crochets. Now make 3 double crochets in the next 2 chain 2 spaces. When you reach the beginning of your round, make 3 treble crochets in the starting chain 2 space. Chain 1 and close the round by making a single crochet in the top chain of the beginning chain 3. Your daisy square is now really a square and it's time for round 4. Start off by chaining 3, counts as your first double crochet, and make 1 double crochet in the same space. Now make 1 double crochet in each of the next 12 stitches. Crocheting into the top of chain 3 can be a bit tricky, so take your time. When you reach the corner chain 2 space, make 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 double crochets in it. Make 1 double crochet in each of the next 12 stitches. It's time for another corner. Make 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 double crochets in the corner chain 2 space. Now make 1 double crochet in each of the next 12 stitches. Make 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 double crochets in the corner chain 2 space. Make 1 double crochet in each of the next 12 stitches. When you reach the start of this round, make 2 double crochets into the beginning corner space, chain 2 and finish with a slip stitch to the top of your starting chain 3. Cut the thread and pull it through the loop. Tug on all ends to make sure they are tight and secure. And here it is. Congratulations, you have just completed your first daisy square. Isn't that something? Now let's talk a little bit about joining your squares. If you'd like to sew them together, you can make a bunch of daisy granny squares just like I just showed you. But if you want to try my favorite join-as-you-go method, you will have to do the last fourth round a little differently. I will walk you through this method in my next video in the series. I have included links to all the videos in the description. I'm really excited to see what you're going to make with this beautiful daisy square. Share your project ideas in the comments. If you'd like to follow the pattern for my tiny daisy blanket, you'll find a link in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.